Hello and welcome. My name is Ali Goff. I'm the owner and founder of Goff Legal, and today I am talking to you about Medi-Cal planning. Why? Because the laws changed. That's why. We have some new regulations. The budget was passed recently. It affects things happening in 2026, but we're not in 2026 yet, unless you're watching this after I recorded it, which is possible. But in 2025, we've got this really unique opportunity to do some very strategic planning for a very wonderful set of people who are going to need some actual help in this area. So let me start first with a little bit of an overview of Medi-Cal and how we got here. First, a distinction, definition. This is not your health insurance. This is long-term care, like nursing home care. So if you're here and you thought you were going to get information on your health insurance, find a different video. It's not this one. This one is dealing with long-term care, specifically in California. Many states call this Medicaid planning. This is Medi-Cal planning. We're the only state that has that name. We have our own program, and we have our own specific rules and regulations. Thank you, California. Fun fact, actually, they're better than many of the states. So you've lucked out just by living in California for this one specific thing. Not in the weather. Okay, so Medi-Cal, 1965. Let's whoop, go all the way back. Medi-Cal launched its program, the Medicaid program, to cover low-income groups, including seniors and persons with disabilities. The historic limits you could have and receive this benefit up until about 2022 were only $2,000. You're like, that's not a lot of money that I get to keep, which means if you had anything over that, you'd have to just give it away or, you know, spend it down essentially. So those have changed a little bit. And the reason why we haven't talked about Medi-Cal in a while is because in 2022, they raised that limit to 130,000 for an individual, 195 for a couple. So that's great. Then in 2024, they got rid of the asset test. They, as in like the state of California, said anyone can qualify, but not on assets anymore, but on income. And so from January 1st, 2024, until December 31st, 2025, anyone can qualify based on their income, and we don't care about their assets. All of that is changing. January 1st, 2026, the laws are going to roll back to the law pre January 1st, 2024, meaning $130,000 for an individual and 195 for a couple is back. I have a number of videos on this, so this isn't going to be all of the Medi-Cal information, but this is the history of why you're seeing Medi-Cal flyers and emails and hopefully webinars and other informational things. Because when we did Medi-Cal planning in the office previously, we had these old rules, and then the rules kept changing, and it got easier and easier to apply for Medi-Cal. And we told our clients, don't need to worry about it. You don't need fancy trust. You don't need to gift your stuff. We don't need fancy gifting language because everyone qualifies based on income. It's an income test, it's a share of income. So technically, it's called a share of cost. But in any case, it's based on your income. Well, now we don't have that flexibility anymore because the budget has changed, and effective January 1st, 2026, the way to qualify for Medi-Cal, meaning long-term care coverage, is going to be different. So stay tuned, check out some of my other videos, but this has been a brief history lesson on Medi-Cal. By the way, this is not all the information, all the things that happened. We kept this brief because this is maybe not the most interesting part of the Medi-Cal. I'm going to talk about in a couple videos how to qualify and some of the other things you might want to know if you're curious. Okay, thanks so much for joining us.